In Taxi Driver, Jodie Foster's role required more explicit scenes due to her young age. Despite this, her performance in the film was critically acclaimed. This decision sparked controversy at the time, but showcased Foster's talent as a young actress. The film's bold choice to include such scenes added depth to the narrative, highlighting the gritty reality of the story. Foster's portrayal of a teenage prostitute remains a standout aspect of the movie, showcasing her skill and commitment to the role. The impact of these scenes on the film's overall message and the actress's career is noteworthy. Travis, portrayed by Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver, is a troubled loner suffering from insomnia. He takes on a job as a New York City cabbie, driving through the streets at night and becoming increasingly detached from reality. His sole desire is to clean up the city's filth. When Travis meets Betsy, played by Sybil Shepherd, a campaign worker, he becomes fixated on saving the world. Initially, he plans to assassinate a presidential candidate, but his focus shifts towards rescuing a 12-year-old prostitute named Iris, played by Jodie Foster. This classic delves into Travis's descent into obsession and his distorted sense of righteousness, culminating in a dramatic and gripping narrative that explores the darker corners of the human psyche. When Paul Schrader began writing the script, he initially focused on loneliness as a theme. However, as he developed the story, he recognized that he was delving deeper into the pathology of loneliness. This exploration was not just an abstract concept, but rooted in his personal experiences. Schrader endured a nervous breakdown while living in Los Angeles after being fired from his job. During this difficult time, he found himself essentially friendless, and amidst the turmoil of a divorce, the pain of rejection from another girlfriend compounded his feelings of isolation. In a desperate situation, he ended up squatting in an ex-girlfriend's apartment while she was away for several months. With no real place to call home, he withdrew from social interactions, going weeks without speaking to anyone. His days were spent wandering to adult theaters, where he developed an unsettling obsession with guns. This blend of personal struggle and emotional turmoil deeply influenced the narrative, creating a haunting portrait of a character shaped by despair and alienation. The film reflects these autobiographical elements, presenting a raw depiction of a man grappling with profound loneliness and searching for meaning in a chaotic world. Schrader's job. In Schrader and Bickle, he was working at the time as a delivery driver for a chicken restaurant chain. During this time, he was spending long days alone in his car, and he felt, I may as well be a taxi driver. He also shared with the main character, or the film Bickle, the sense of isolation from being a Midwesterner dumped in an urban center. In writing the story, he decided to switch the action to New York City strictly because taxi drivers were far more common there. Taxi Driver delves into the complex themes of loneliness, urban decay, and societal disconnect through the lens of a character navigating the gritty streets of New York City. Schrader's personal experiences and insights provided a unique perspective that added depth to the narrative, making the film a haunting portrayal of a man's descent into darkness. In the 1976 movie, Taxi Driver, one of the most famous and repeated lines is when Robert De Niro stares at himself in a mirror and says, "You talking to me?" De Niro improvised the whole paranoid monologue in this scene, which is considered the best part of the film, and wasn't even written in the script. This classic scene showcases De Niro's talent for bringing a raw and intense energy to his character, making it one of the most memorable moments in cinema history. Throughout the film, De Niro's performance as Travis Bickle, a mentally unstable Vietnam War veteran working as a taxi driver in New York City, captivates audiences with its depth and complexity. His portrayal of Bickle's descent into madness and obsession with saving a teenage prostitute is both chilling and compelling. Taxi Driver remains a timeless masterpiece, thanks in large part to De Niro's unforgettable performance and iconic improvisation. During the filming of Taxi Driver, Robert De Niro recalled a moment of inspiration related to a line in the movie. He mentioned that he got the line from singer Bruce Springsteen. De Niro had attended one of Springsteen's concerts just a few days earlier, where the audience started calling Springsteen the boss. Springsteen did a bit where he turned and said, "You talking to me?" This line immediately stuck in De Niro's mind when he started shooting the scene. It was a serendipitous connection that added depth to the iconic dialogue of the film. De Niro's recollection highlights the unexpected ways in which creativity can be sparked, even in the midst of unrelated events. The influence of Springsteen's performance on De Niro's portrayal of his character in Taxi Driver showcases the interconnectedness of different forms of art and expression that contribute to the rich tapestry of creative works in popular culture. De Niro's method acting in the 1976 film involved him working 15-hour days for an entire month driving cabs to prepare for his role. Between signing his contract for $35,000 and filming starting, he had won an Oscar for The Godfather Part 2, boosting his Hollywood profile. This dedication to character development is a testament to De Niro's commitment to his craft, showcasing the lengths he would go to embody a role authentically. His immersive approach to acting added layers of complexity and realism to his portrayal, elevating the movie to new heights of authenticity and depth. The result was a captivating performance that has endured the test of time, solidifying De Niro's reputation as a master of his art. The producers of Taxi Driver were really worried that he would ask for an actual deserved larger pay. Columbia Pictures were very concerned about the entire project to start with, and they were just looking for an excuse to pull the plug on it. But De Niro said he would honor his original deal so that the film could get made. This decision by De Niro was crucial in ensuring the movie's production proceeded despite the concerns of the producers. His commitment to the project helped solidify its place as a classic in cinematic history. The dedication shown by the cast and crew in overcoming these initial worries ultimately led to the creation of a groundbreaking film that continues to be celebrated today for its dark and gritty portrayal of urban life. Taxi Driver stands as a testament to the power of perseverance and collaboration in the face of adversity in the movie industry. Sybil Shepherd may have been hot in Hollywood, but she wasn't very popular as a cast member in the movie. She had become a star from her movie The Last Picture Show, though she's better known today as a television actress. She took the role in Taxi Driver for quite a bit less than her usual acting price for a film. But the bottom line was that nobody thought she was much of an actress at all. The producers of the film almost cringed when they watched the dailies that had been shot in the diner scene. In the 1976 film Taxi Driver, 12-year-old Iris, portrayed by Jodie Foster, is shown adding sugar to her toast that is already coated with a significant amount of jelly. Some viewers may interpret this action as Iris still maintaining a childlike quality, but this may not have been the intended portrayal of her character. Despite this, the moment adds depth to her role in the movie. Iris's innocence and vulnerability stand out amidst the gritty backdrop of the narrative, creating a poignant contrast that resonates with audiences. Jodie Foster's portrayal of Iris brings a nuanced performance that showcases the complexity of her character, elevating the impact of her presence in the film. Through subtle actions like sweetening her toast, Iris's character becomes a focal point of introspection and empathy in this classic movie. Her portrayal lingers in the minds of viewers, adding layers to the overall narrative of Taxi Driver. In the film, the character played by Garth Avery holds a significant role as the other hooker who walks the streets alongside Iris, played by Jodie Foster. Avery's performance adds depth to the gritty world depicted in the movie, which explores themes of loneliness and alienation. Interestingly, Jodie Foster shadowed Garth Avery to learn about the life of a prostitute, which helped her portray her character more authentically. This preparation reflects the serious approach Foster took in her role, aiming to accurately represent the complexities faced by young women in such dire circumstances. Garth Avery's own background complicates her portrayal. She struggled with heroin addiction, which influenced her off-screen life and feeding into the role she played. To manage her addiction, she developed a habit of adding extra sugar to all her meals, a detail that adds a layer of human experience to her character. This juxtaposition of personal struggles with her on-screen persona resonates with the film's harsh realities. The film captures the dark side of urban life, and Avery's contribution through her performance gives viewers a glimpse into the challenges of those living on society's fringes. The complexity of her character alongside Foster's creates a haunting depiction of their world, emphasizing the dire situations many face. The show remains a powerful exploration of desperation and the search for connection in an unforgiving environment. In 1976, Taxi Driver featured a remarkable performance by Jodie Foster, who portrayed a very young and observant character. Foster brought her own observant nature into the scene, adding depth to her role. Additionally, Foster revealed that during filming, Robert De Niro, who played a significant role in the movie, would frequently call her to meet for coffee. Their coffee meetings would turn into intense rehearsals of the iconic diner scene. Even though Foster eventually grew tired of the repetitive rehearsals, De Niro's dedication and insistence on perfection kept them perfectioning relentlessly. This dedication to their craft contributed to the memorable performances seen in Taxi Driver. Before Jodie Foster was selected for her iconic role, the casting process was extensive and competitive. Over 250 applicants vied for the part, showcasing the high level of interest in this significant film project. Among the hopefuls were several notable names, including Carrie Fisher, who would later gain fame as Princess Leia, and Mariel Hemingway, known for her roles in various films during the late 1970s. Other candidates included Bo Derek, who became a star in her own right, as well as Kim Cattrall, recognized later for her role in a popular television series. Christy McNichol also auditioned, along with Michelle Pfeiffer, who eventually became a major Hollywood actress. The diversity of talent that sought the role reflects the film's impact, and the anticipation surrounding its release. Ultimately, Jodie Foster's unique abilities and presence secured her the role, contributing to the film's lasting legacy and success. In 1976, Taxi Driver featured Jodie Foster, who was only 12 years old at the time. Despite her young age, Foster was one of the most experienced actors in the cast, having already appeared in numerous TV shows and a few movies. However, due to the gritty nature of the film, her age overshadowed her experience. To ensure that she was emotionally mature enough to handle the intense material, producers had Foster meet with a psychologist. This step was crucial in preparing her for the challenging role she would undertake in the movie. Foster's dedication and talent shone through in her performance, contributing to the overall success of the film. Her portrayal added depth and complexity to the character she played, showcasing her remarkable abilities as a young actress. Taxi Driver remains a classic piece of cinema, and Jodie Foster's involvement in the project at such a young age left a lasting impact on the movie industry. In the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, a welfare worker supervised her scenes. In some of the more explicit scenes, her sister Connie, who looks an awful lot like her, and was 19 at the time of filming, stands in as her body double in the more sexy or violent shots. Taxi Driver showcases the careful supervision of scenes to ensure authenticity and artistic integrity. The use of a body double adds a layer of complexity and nuance to the film's visual storytelling. Through meticulous attention to detail, this classic delivers a compelling and immersive viewing experience for audiences. During the filming of Taxi Driver, they sheltered Jodie Foster a lot to ensure she wasn't on set when De Niro would say offensive words. This classic film from 1976 is now considered a Hollywood classic. It's a pretty good movie. Take a look back at it. I think you'll enjoy it. In 1976, the movie Taxi Driver premiered. The film is set in New York City and follows Travis Bickle, a Vietnam War veteran working as a taxi driver. Travis becomes increasingly disillusioned with society's decay and decides to take matters into his own hands. Through his encounters with various characters, including the young prostitute Iris, Travis's mental state deteriorates, leading to a violent and unforgettable climax. Taxi Driver has been critically acclaimed, earning awards and nominations for its direction, acting, and screenplay, cementing its status as a cinematic classic. In assembling the cast for the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, each key actor was chosen through a meticulous casting process. Robert De Niro was selected for the role of Travis Bickle due to his intense audition that captured the essence of the character. Jodie Foster, who played the role of Iris, went through chemistry tests with De Niro that showcased their on-screen rapport. Sybil Shepherd was cast as Betsy after impressing the director with her poise and elegance during auditions. Harvey Keitel's audition for the role of Sport was memorable for his ability to bring a raw intensity to the character. These pivotal moments defined the casting of the movie, creating a stellar ensemble that brought the story to life on screen. The directorial vision behind the 1976 movie Taxi Driver was deeply influenced by realism and a gritty urban aesthetic. Director Martin Scorsese aimed to portray the dark, seedy underbelly of New York City through the eyes of the taxi driver protagonist, Travis Bickle. Scorsese's creative influences included classic film noir and European art cinema, blending them to create a unique visual style that captured the protagonist's descent into madness. Scorsese collaborated closely with his cast and crew to bring his vision to life. He worked extensively with actor Robert De Niro, who played Travis Bickle, to develop the character's complex psychology and intense inner turmoil. The cinematography, characterized by its use of dimly lit, atmospheric shots of the city at night, added to the film's intense mood and sense of foreboding. Overall, Scorsese's directorial approach in Taxi Driver was characterized by a commitment to authenticity, psychological depth, and a visually striking cinematic style that left a lasting impact on audiences and influenced a generation of filmmakers. During the production of the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, the set design aimed to create a gritty, realistic portrayal of New York City. Filming took place in various locations around the city to capture its authentic urban atmosphere. Logistical challenges included coordinating traffic for the iconic taxicab scenes and dealing with the unpredictable nature of filming on location. Innovative techniques such as using handheld cameras for a documentary-style look and incorporating ambient sound to enhance the realism of the film were employed during production. The musical score and soundtrack of the 1976 movie Taxi Driver were pivotal in enhancing the narrative and emotional tone of the film. The composer Bernard Herrmann, known for his work on Alfred Hitchcock's films, created a haunting and atmospheric score that perfectly captured the gritty and unsettling mood of the movie. The score used elements like strings and brass to convey the tension and psychological depth of the protagonist, Travis Bickle. Additionally, the soundtrack included songs by artists like Chris Christopherson and Jackson Browne, adding a layer of introspection and melancholy to the film. The juxtaposition of Herrmann's score with these songs created a rich tapestry of emotions that underscored the isolation and inner turmoil of Travis as he navigated the dark and dangerous streets of New York City. The collaboration between Herrmann, the filmmakers, and the musicians involved resulted in a seamless integration of music with the visual storytelling, elevating Taxi Driver to a cinematic classic that continues to resonate with audiences today. In the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, one of the most iconic scenes is when the main character, Travis Bickle, looks at himself in the mirror and delivers the famous line, "You talking to me?" The direction by Martin Scorsese effectively captures Travis's descent into paranoia and isolation. Robert De Niro's intense performance adds depth to the character, making the audience feel his inner turmoil. The cinematography uses close-up shots to emphasize Travis's inner conflict and growing detachment from reality. This scene has a profound impact on the audience, as it reflects Travis's unraveling mental state and sets the tone for the rest of the film. Another iconic scene is the climactic shootout sequence, where Travis goes on a violent rampage to rescue a young girl from a life of prostitution. Scorsese's direction creates a tense and gritty atmosphere, enhancing the sense of urgency and chaos. De Niro's raw and unhinged performance showcases Travis's inner demons in full force. The cinematography expertly captures the adrenaline-fueled action with dynamic camera movements and striking visuals. This scene leaves a lasting impact on the audience, highlighting the brutal and visceral nature of Travis's vigilante mission. Both filmmakers and actors have commented on the significance of these scenes in shaping the narrative and themes of Taxi Driver. Scorsese praised De Niro's commitment to the role, emphasizing how his performance brought Travis Bickle to life in a hauntingly realistic way. De Niro, in turn, credited Scorsese's visionary direction for pushing him to explore the depths of Travis's complex character. Together, their collaboration resulted in a masterpiece that continues to resonate with audiences decades later. Taxi Driver deeply resonated with audiences in 1976, reflecting the anxieties and disillusionment of post-Vietnam War America. The film's portrayal of Travis Bickle as a lonely and disturbed veteran struck a chord, representing feelings of alienation and societal neglect. Viewers connected with themes of urban decay, loneliness, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. Its gritty realism influenced pop culture, inspiring countless films, television shows, and even music, especially in how anti-heroes were portrayed. The famous line, "You talking to me?" became iconic, capturing a sense of individualism and confrontation. Socially, the film sparked discussions on mental health, the struggles of veterans, and the impact of violence in society. It created a mirror for audiences to reflect on their own experiences and fears. Critics praised its bold storytelling and character depth, establishing it as a critical piece of cinema that challenged norms. The lasting impact of Taxi Driver remains evident in how narratives around isolation and identity continue to evolve in contemporary media. Taxi Driver, the 1976 movie directed by Martin Scorsese, received critical acclaim upon its release. Critics praised the film for its gritty portrayal of urban decay and loneliness, as well as Robert De Niro's powerful performance as Travis Bickle. Audiences were captivated by the film's dark and intense atmosphere, making it a box office success. Taxi Driver was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for De Niro. It also won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. These accolades solidified the film's place in cinematic history and brought recognition to the talent of those involved. Awards like these validate the hard work and creativity of the cast and crew, showcasing their dedication to creating a memorable and impactful piece of art. The success of Taxi Driver continues to resonate with audiences and critics, cementing its status as a classic in the world of cinema. During the filming of Taxi Driver, the cast and crew faced numerous challenges that added to the gritty realism of the final product. Robert De Niro, who played the lead role of Travis Bickle, immersed himself so deeply in the character that he lost a significant amount of weight, going from 165 pounds to just 128 pounds to capture the haunted, emaciated look of his character. This physical transformation was not without its difficulties, as De Niro later recounted the struggles of maintaining such a drastic weight loss while filming long hours on set. The film's director, Martin Scorsese, was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his willingness to push his actors to their limits. During the iconic "You Talking to Me" scene, Scorsese reportedly had De Niro perform the monologue over and over again, with the actor growing increasingly agitated and intense with each take. This relentless approach, while challenging for the actors, ultimately resulted in a performance that has become one of the most iconic and memorable moments in cinema history. Behind the scenes, the production team faced their own set of challenges. The film's budget was relatively low, and the crew had to be resourceful in finding ways to create the gritty, urban atmosphere of 1970s New York City. This included using practical effects, such as the use of real gunshots, and the construction of a detailed set that replicated the layout of a real taxi cab, to enhance the realism of the film. Despite the difficulties, the cast and crew of Taxi Driver remained dedicated to bringing Scorsese's vision to life. The result was a film that not only captivated audiences, but also cemented the reputations of its key players, including De Niro, Scorsese, and the supporting cast. The behind-the-scenes anecdotes from the making of Taxi Driver serve as a testament to the passion and commitment that went into creating one of the most influential and enduring films of the 20th century. Taxi Driver, released in 1976, holds a significant place in film history. Its gritty portrayal of urban decay and psychological turmoil has influenced countless filmmakers since its debut. The movie's dark and brooding tone set a new standard for character studies on screen. Its impact on future filmmaking can be seen in the rise of neo-noir and psychological thrillers that delve deep into complex characters' minds. Taxi Driver inspired a generation of filmmakers to push boundaries and explore the darker aspects of human nature in their work. Its legacy continues to resonate in modern cinema as a timeless classic that challenges audiences to confront uncomfortable truths about society and the human condition. Have you ever watched the 1976 movie Taxi Driver? Share your experiences with us. How did it impact you personally and influence your perspective on cinema? Engage with us by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more cinematic explorations. Your thoughts matter.